Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd do a quick video on just doing some repairs for bits and bobs that I got this week. I went to 3 boot fairs so far this week. So I buy a lot of stuff and it doesn't always work. That's the dream, but it doesn't always happen. So it's stuff like, changing belts in cassette players or battery terminal kind of mending in toys, or what else have I done? I've cleaned a PS2. So I've got about 3 or 4 things that I've done some sort of maintenance on. Obviously, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, you've got to have a certain amount of knowledge and a certain amount of confidence. Don't do it. Don't put any risk to yourself. If you do, obviously the risk is all your own. But it's reasonably simple stuff. So yeah, I'll let you get on. If you've got any comments, do let us know. If you like the video, please stick a thumbs up. That'd be fantastic. Take care. I hope you enjoy it. Right, I'm just going to test some of the stuff I got at the boot fair at the weekend. Get it processed, get it done. So this is a nice Panasonic radio, actually. It's got shortwave on it. So I just need to stick a plug in. Check whether the radio comes on. They normally work, but it's whether the tape deck plays. And if it doesn't, it's normally just a change to the drive belt. Give it a bit of a clean up. And then this PS2, this only cost a £5. I'm not expecting it to work. It's really got plugged up with dust, but we'll see. It might do. We'll see how we go. And then the last thing I'm doing at the moment is just this joystick, and that's quite easy. Just plug it in a USB in a laptop and go into a control panel and look at the properties. I think it might be the advanced properties for that. You can actually see. I'll show you when I'm doing it, but you can actually see all the buttons and whether they're responding. So yeah, going to crack on with that now. Okay, I'm inside and it's pretty grim. There's loads of dust. I won't sort of say how I got into this. There's loads of videos on how to open a fat PS2, but yeah, I'm just following one of those at the moment and just going to basically clean it up. I did try the plug in it and the red light came on, so that's a good sign. So yes, it's going to get on with cleaning. There's dust all over the fan as well. So yeah, just going to brush it off to start with, and then I haven't got an air blower, unfortunately. I've got a little puffer thing, but I'll just brush it off and then give everything a clean with some isopropyl alcohol just to clean things off. All right, that's all been cleaned. Just a bit of brushing the dust off, putting the case in a washing up bowl and washing all the various bits, and some cotton buds and alcohol. What was it? Isopropyl alcohol. This is. So I'm just going to put the whole thing back together and hope it works. So fingers crossed. Right, I've taken the stereo to bits. These are normally a bit more fiddly because there's not normally tips on the internet how to do this, but there's a telltale sign. That is a drive belt. I think I'll get a good image on this. And then, yeah, look at that. It goes all sticky and tarry. So I'm just going to clean that up and see if I've got one the right size and put a new one on and see if that fixes the tape. Fingers crossed, but not with this black stuff on. I've just unscrewed the motor and yeah, it's all around that spindle, so that's got to be sort of cleaned up. I'll get rid of it and clean it up with alcohol, and then work out where the belt goes to and from. I think it goes to this big wheel here. That would kind of make sense. I don't think it's that one. I think that's something completely different. Although I might be wrong, but I'll have a look and fiddle around with it. Right, that's that all fixed. Hopefully, there we go. So I'm going to play a tape in a minute just to check it. The only other thing that's wrong with this is this: when you tune the radio, this little dial goes, supposed to go back and forth, and it's on a little plastic track. That when you do you can't see it, but when you do the dial, it turns it. But that's gone all brittle and snapped, so the dial is not going to work, even though the radio will still change. So I suppose I could take it out altogether, or I might just leave it in at one end. But yeah, it doesn't affect the operation of it. Right, here we go. Moment of truth. Firstly, the PS2. That sounds all right. That looks good. Is he going to read the disc? Is the question. If the laser's gone, it's I had a laser go on a PS3, and I think it was about £8. So we've got this scratched up game in there. May not read it because of the game, but we'll see. Okay, looks like it's doing something. Yeah, that's fine. I haven't got a controller in there, but yeah, it's read the disc, so that's good. So this one's not quite fixed. I've got Billy Idol tape in there, not one of mine. I picked it up at a boot fair somewhere, but it's playing too fast. So I have to look into that one, I think. Got the Smurfs on there. I'll just open it up and have a little mooch around and maybe have a little Google on it as well. Okay, this is the last thing I've got to check, which is that Logitech joystick. It's a USB joystick. So to do that on Windows 10, just go to Control Panel. So start typing Control Panel down here. Sorry about the filming this, I should share my screen really. And the option you want to choose in Control Panel is your device and printers. And then once you're in there, just have a scan across, look for something sort of with the same name. So Logitech Extreme 3D, and go to Game Control. I've right-clicked this. Go to Game Controller Settings, and that's brought up like a little extra box. And I'm not too sure what this option is. Maybe a default controller for Windows, but I'm going to go to the Logitech one and choose Properties, and it brings up this little screen. Z's done a video about this, so it was some years ago, but if you just type in joysticks or that, you'll find it on his page. So now I'm just going to move it one way, move it the other, move it up, move it down, and it returns to centre, and then go all through all the buttons. So that's button number 5, button number 3, button number 4, and button number now that's it. Oh yeah, it's button number 6. It's working. Just didn't see it. This is so I've tested all of these and I've moved it that way, that way, that way. Now I'm going to do this one here. So yeah, that's that. Oh, it's gone out of focus. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. That looks good. There is a fire button, which is button number 1. There's a couple of side buttons, which is button number 2. So as long as, when you press something lights up, that means it's working. So again, pressing all these buttons. There's so many buttons on this thing, like every single thing is used. But I think I've gone through them all now. Yeah, that is it. Oh, let me just check this. The slider, yeah, slider up and down. Yeah, looks good. So that's tested. So yeah, that was box. So there's good money in those. I can't quite remember how much I used to charge for them. Might have been 25, 30, maybe more. They have to go via Hermes. So out of the 3 things, let me turn this around. Yeah, out of those 3 things that I bought at a boot fair, the tape deck was £3, so that's still got to be fixed. Got to find out why it's playing fast. The PS2 was £5, so that's working, so that can be sold. I'll list that. And the Logitech thing was a couple of quid, from what I remember. I picked up one today, so I'm getting a bit confused, but I've got it written down. But that'll flip for about 30 quid, so I'm going to get those listed tomorrow. So good to get stuff that has to be tested, and can hang around. Good to get that done like ASAP, really. And then move on to the easy stuff once you've done the more difficult stuff. Just doing a few more repairs. Bought this Furby at the weekend. It was only £2. Batteries are in, doesn't work. But I think I cleaned up the contacts just using white vinegar and giving it a clean afterwards. But when you close the Furby, the top section has two connections with the bottom section, and one of them's been pushed back. So I'm suspecting if I can pull that out, I don't know if it's snapped, I'm not too sure, may have done, because it looks like this one might be bent over. But I'm going to see if I can bend it back, and then maybe put something, there's a little kind of hole there that will just sort of pack it out. Or I might solder something on there. I don't really want to do that. The white Panasonic, which is down here, let me get hold of that for you. I was looking on Google, and apparently there is something for changing the speed of a motor. There's a little hole in the back of the motor, so I'm going to try that. I'm going to open this up again and try that. It'd be really good if you get this kind of semi-working. I won't be able to fix the little thing that shows you what radio station you're on. I don't think I can anyway, because that's just like a bit of moulded plastic. But definitely have a go at the tape motor. Yeah, there we go. That's why it's not working. The whole thing's just snapped off. So I'm going to try and solder that back on. I don't do a lot of soldering. It's something I want to get better at, but hopefully I should be able to do that. Just I'm going to clean it up, really give it a clean up. Put a bit of flux on there and then a drop of solder. So fingers crossed it'll work. Well, I've just realised the limits of my soldering capabilities. I can't even solder two bits of metal together. So I did have another Furby, which was not working. It had a box as well. So I've just been able to get this out of the other one. So I'm going to stick this in here, and fingers crossed he should work. Results. He's alive. So I'm going to sell him with that box, which would be nice. It's got to be like 20, 25, 30, I think. So onto this now. I've got to have a tidy up as well. I'm zooming past all the mess in this room so you don't see it. So just open that up and see if I can fix that motor. That kind of does show the value in keeping spares, although I think it's a bit silly keeping a whole Furby. But if you do have something that doesn't work and you can't work out why, and you know you... Be quiet. And you know you're going to get like Furbies. I know I'm always going to get like vintage Furbies. If you can't get it working, but some of the battery parts are good, some of the the terminals, may be worth putting them in a box and keeping them for spares. The same with like PSs and things like that. Right, that's all adjusted and sorted. It's that little hole just above the label, and there's a little kind of, I suppose you call like a membrane you have to push through. But there is a screw down there. It's a small flathead. And you go anti-clockwise to slow it down, clockwise to speed it up. I was expecting it not to have to move it too much, but it was actually, I'd say about half a turn, but of course it was playing very fast. So, but I'll be very careful. I'll go increments of like, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, or 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock sort of thing, if you've got to slow it down. But I'm just going to put this together and give it a clean up and then list that. I'm going to get a listing now. But that's PS2 cleaned up and done, Furby cleaned up, joystick tested, and this fixed, apart from the radio dial thing. And I want to get them all on. The whole point of this is to sell it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Take care.